Welcome to the Where Are We Going Now podcast, where you meet interesting and crazy people, hear their stories on how they navigated through their own life, to hopefully give you some insight on how you'd like to navigate your life. Welcome to the Where Are We Going Now podcast, episode 15. Today I'm sitting here with comedian, writer, and host of his own podcast called Your Favorite Podcast, Willie Simon. I met Willie through Alex Getland, who was the first guest on this podcast. And he introduced me, and I was actually on their podcast. There was a bunch of podcast orgy fucking going on.
Yeah, that was hot.
Yeah, that was a good time. But, yeah, Will, say hi to the people.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Thanks for having me on, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, well, it's I'm glad
lighting.
you came out. It's a nice ambiance here in Burbank.
Yeah, right.
You
guys can feel it through the audio or something like that. Yeah.
Well, when you don't have the smell of urine from Los Angeles streets and you're
right.
like, Burbank just seems a little bit nicer.
Dude, I parked outside and I stepped out of my car and it's the one spot on the street with just puke. Like, right on the road. I stepped in and I'm like, God damn it.
And that's exactly why that spot was open.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I figured out after that. I'm like, oh, I see.
You're going to forget about that going back to your car, too. Just watch.
Yeah, right. Well, it looked like someone leaned out of their car and threw up and then drove away.
I actually had to do that with my girlfriend 2 weekends ago. We were my brother was in town, and we were all drinking really hard the night before. And for some reason, we thought it was a good idea to go hiking the next day.
Yeah.
So we're going to pick up my brother, and we're on Hollywood Boulevard. And my girlfriend was like, pull over now. Open the door, let one fly, shut it, kept going. Didn't even have time to put the car in park.
That's hilarious. Dude, you're nice, man. My friends were like, yeah, just open the window, dog. I'm just hanging out on the freeway.
Yeah.
Throwing up.
That's how you get vomit on your car.
Yeah, right? It's their own fault. Well, then they got mad at me for throwing up in the car. Dude, give me a chance, bro. I'm giving it my best shot.
You rolled the dice by letting me just stick my head out the window.
Yeah, exactly. I can't projectile for going 50 miles an hour. You know what I mean?
I'm not that good at math to know where I need to tilt my head.
Yeah, exactly. I can't even throw a cigarette out the window without it going in the back if we're going too fast. What do you expect me to do with liquid? That's ridiculous.
Funny, man. Before we get started, I just want to shout out to my sister Allison and her husband Bill. They just had their first child today. I got the text about 5 minutes before we started recording.
Awesome.
So,
congrats, man. You're an uncle.
Yeah, third time over, which is pretty sweet. My other sister had two boys, so this is my third nephew, and now I'm just really worried me and my brother are going to have nothing but girls. And it's just like shit.
You got to fill the quota for the rest of the family.
Yeah. Odds are not in my favor at this point. But
yeah, the name is going to die with
yeah.
You get this asshole Bill's name.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, Bill.
No, I'm sure he's great.
Yeah.
Shouts out Bill. What's the kid's name?
Joseph Daniel, not John Daniel.
That guy can start a cult or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Name.
Joseph Daniel Seibold, JD on the rocks. That's what I'm gonna call him from now on.
That's great. Yeah, I like that.
But let's start talking about you from birth.
Yeah,
so,
might as well.
Yeah.
Fucking
about
waiting.
Goddamn time. So you were born in Long Beach, California, but you weren't there very long.
No, so I'm originally from LA, but I grew up in Maui, so out in Hawaii.
Yeah,
if you don't know where Maui is. Yeah. but yeah, I don't have a lot of memories of
that's
of LA
what I was
going
to ask.
So I remember I cracked my head open. I think that might have been in Hawaii. So I don't even know. But
palm trees are palm trees when you're 4 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're like, the ocean and sand. I don't know. It's all blend together. But
do you know why your parents moved you to Hawaii? Moved the family to Hawaii? What was that about?
I think they. My dad's from LA, and my mom is from Michigan and moved out here when she was a teenager, and so they were kind of tired of LA. They didn't want to live in Long Beach anymore. It was just following the riots and stuff, too, just a few years before, you know what I mean? So they had already gotten shooken up because of all that, and they're like, I don't want to raise a kid here, you know?
Yeah.
And also my dad's dad just started a company out there.
Oh.
And he's like, hey, you want to come help out? And my dad's like, fuck yeah. Let's get out of there.
Job in Hawaii? Yeah,
sure. Exactly,
sure.
Right? And also, I think it was an attempt to save the marriage or something like that. You know what I mean? Because they divorced shortly afterward, but it was. So I think that's really what the underlying.
Your mom
was
was like, "You've got me to where I need to be, and now it's over."
Yeah, exactly. You're like, check. Got out of LA.
And how old? And that happened when you were like 9. They split up.
Probably like something like that, like 7, 8, or 9. I can't actually remember, honestly. It's all in elementary school. You know what I mean? I guess I was like first grade. So how old was I then?
I don't
2,
Not 2.
2 or 3.
Yeah. Just fresh out of diapers into
Second
first grade.
I was like 1 or 2.
Yeah. Now, do you have a sister, right?
Yeah, I have a little sister. She doesn't have any babies, which is disappointing.
Yeah.
You're really fucking kicking my ass here.
Yeah, I am.
But no, she's cool. She's up in San Jose. I think she wants to be like a doctor, but that might be wrong. So she's gonna get mad at me if she listens.
That's really funny. Are you guys close?
Yeah, that's why I should know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk a lot. She was just down in L.A. I missed her because she was doing like Disneyland and all that shit.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
And so I
decided not to have that tab. That's a hefty tab. Every time someone comes here, they want to go to Disney.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, I don't have that kind of money,
man.
I
spent $200 to step in horse shit. I don't want to do that.
And then another $200 for a bottle of water. But
yeah, exactly. I'll just go to Six Flags.
Yeah.
Way cheaper, way closer.
So when your parents split up, who did you live with?
It was even. So at first. So it was my dad, I guess, somehow, he knew, like, one of the lawyers or something like that, or I guess they had to know the lawyers.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works so evenly is what I'm saying, because usually there's a lot more fucking, like, hate and division between the two, but they were like, yeah, we can do it evenly, it's fine. So we did, it was like 5 days, and 2 days, 2 days. So, yeah. That's very cool. Amicable divorce. Take notes, you fucking assholes. Don't screw your kids over.
50% of you are going to get divorced, so listen to Willie.
That's how you do it, right?
Hopefully it's not my sister with her newborn, but
exactly. But hey, if you do get divorced, you all end up like me.
Yeah. Oh God. It's sitting here in your American Gangster shirt with Obama on it.
I'm always kind of paranoid wearing this shirt out because. I don't know, like now it's like, oh, you fucking asshole. You love Obama, huh? You fucking millennial, yeah. And you're like, yeah, I kind of do. It's a great shirt.
It is a really nice shirt. Now, so like, what was that like for you living, like, well, what is it like living in Hawaii?
It's kind of boring, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, there's, you get everything done in like the first 2 weeks. You're like, oh, well, I guess I'm just drunk all the time now. But it's kind of like a beach party town. You know what I mean? Like it's like any other. If I lived in like Cabo or some shit, you know what I mean? There's a lot of drugs go through there. A lot of
really?
drinking. Yeah, it's like surprising amount of like exposure to like city drugs. You know what I mean? Just because people will ship stuff out. Like meth is a big thing out in Maui.
Whoa.
You can get cocaine is a pretty big thing. Even you know what I mean? Like it's crazy how. You'd figure in the middle of the ocean it'd be hard to get stuff.
Yeah,
It's like, and it's too easy, man.
Like from all these like meth shows that I watch, it seems like there's a lot of explosions going on. Like if you just like, it seems like if you tip over one beaker, something's gonna pop. And like to do that on an island, it seems like a really bad idea.
My after my parents divorced, my mom got her own place, and across the street was a meth lab. Like actually, you can like smell it when they were cooking and shit. And there was this SUV. There was this black SUV that would like roll up and pick up drugs, I guess, and then leave. Like they'd only be there for 10 minutes at a time. And then one day it came back and there were like bullet holes on the back of it. We're like, word. I don't know meth heads had guns. They just had knives or something. Or needles.
Let me ask you this: Do the drug dealers wear Hawaiian shirts?
Everybody wears Hawaiian shirts.
Because I can't imagine.
Drug dealers wear no shirts.
Yeah, that's actually a fair point. I just would, like you think of a meth dealer, you think of someone like scary, and then you think you put them in a Hawaiian shirt and they're no longer a threat.
Yeah, now they're super cool.
Yeah, they might as well be, working at a hot dog stand. But so like, what do you do as a kid in Hawaii? Do you know how to surf? Is that like a myth that everybody knows how to surf?
It's kind of a myth, but it's a little bit true. Everybody learns at some point. Mm-hmm. Some people are better at it than other people. I was I was into bodyboarding. It's like lying down. I just didn't get good
You
at
just didn't want to
standing
stand.
up.
Yeah. Seems
And
like
then
you
also,
were
once I was in high school, when I started drinking, and you don't have to stand up. You just lie down, fucking catch waves. It was awesome, dude.
just
It was really easy.
grabbing the flask out of your wetsuit and get
exactly.
going for
Just pound a beer on the beach, and run in. Super dangerous, but everybody did it. So it was fine, I guess.
Yeah. But, now, what was I gonna say? Island life and like beach towns, they seem like there isn't like a lot of crime there. It seems like you would have like a lot more freedom as a kid to like just go out, crush beers, and go bodyboarding. Like, did you have a lot? Do you feel like you had a lot more freedom than like, say, somebody that grew up in a city or?
I guess in a way, I think the cops in Maui are looking for you doing that. You know what I mean? And like out here, you're looking for like murders and, and like kidnappings and shit. That didn't happen in Maui. It was all just like drug addicts breaking into people's houses and like kids fucking punching out windows of like tourists and shit. You know what I mean? So
oh God,
that was like that's all that really happens there in terms of crime. It's all petty crime. There's more crime, but it's like less serious. I think. You know what I mean?
Now, out of all the islands, is Maui the biggest? Is it
the
the most?
Island is the biggest.
Yeah, I'm actually not familiar with all of the islands, so forgive me.
It's called a Hawaii Island, and that's the Big Island because it's also the name of the state. So people get confused because they're stupid, you know. Yeah. So Big Island's the biggest one. Oahu has the most people. And so that's the one with Honolulu and Pearl City and Waikiki and all those famous landmarks like Diamond Head and all that shit. Maui is the like the best tourism island. It's like keeps winning awards for that, so people keep fucking coming and ruining my October with traffic and shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's Maui's like the resort island kind of. So it's like that's where people go to, see Hana and like, oh look, there's still rocks and trees everywhere. No buildings and all these Filipinos.
I just had a thought, like cops in Hawaii, like that's the only time someone can say like I smell a pig when a cop walks in and there might be a pig burning out back. That's pretty
they're
cool.
all just Dog the Bounty Hunter. Every single one of them.
I would imagine that would be the case.
He has like a burger restaurant now in Oahu.
Really?
It's pretty good. It's like Wahlburgers. Dog Burgers. It's not a good name.
Yeah.
I hope he named it something else.
So then you went to Maui High School, right?
Yeah.
And
so there's like 7 high schools on the island.
There are.
Yeah,
that was going to be my next question. You're on an island. How many high schools can there be? Like, do you have like I'm from Massachusetts. They have the MAAA like sports divisions, like championships. Do you guys have to like go between islands, or is it all on one island? Like,
so we do. It's like D1 and D2, and so D1 are like the public schools, D2 are like the private schools. And the champions of those individual leagues will go and play on like Oahu, play an Oahu team or Big Island team or something like that, depending on who won for each island and that kind of thing.
Was it a big sports like where high
football's
school?
Huge. Man.
Really?
Just because it's like Tongans, Samoans, and they all go to half of them go to the NFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like they're monsters out there. Like they're really good. And football's a big thing. Rugby's kind of a thing too, you know what I mean? Just because it's brought over by Samoa and Tonga, you know. Yeah. I played in college actually because of all that. Like all my friends from football were like, "Dude, you got to try."
Yeah,
it.
you
It's
sure
fun.
it wasn't the drinking after the games that made you want to?
That made me stay. The socials.
I played college rugby too. I know what they're called.
What position did you play?
I was a prop. I was number 3.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't play anything else.
Yeah, I was outside the center.
Oh wow, so you're kind of fast then, huh?
Yeah.
You don't look fast.
I got fat after college.
Oh, okay.
I used to be in way better shape. You don't look fat. Thanks.
Well, you're just like you got like this Scully cap on. Like,
Yeah.
you don't look like a runner to me. I don't
look
know.
more like a skateboarder, definitely.
Yeah. Which I mean, I guess skateboarders one leg could be fast, anyways.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. At least one of them.
Yeah. So okay, let's jump back to high school. What kind of kid were you in high school? Were you like just like a burnout?
I wasn't like a burnout. I was like like a safe bad boy. You know what I mean? That's
what do you know? I don't know what you mean. Can you
like
explain?
I'd do drugs and I'd drink and shit, but I wouldn't like fuck off in school. I guess I'd still got good grades, still got into college and all that shit.
Yeah.
I played sports. You know what I mean? I kind of did like every social. I wanted to be friends with everyone. You know what I mean? It was there was
dabbled
a lot
in
going
everything.
On. Yeah, exactly. So I played football. I tried to play basketball. I didn't.
Yeah.
I tried. I like hung out with like the beach stoner kids, the not beach stoner kids.
What do you do if you're not a beach stoner kid in Hawaii?
You just don't go to the beach.
You go to the mall?
Hang out at home. You play video games, smoke weed because your mom lets you because she smokes weed all day also. But yeah, weed's a big thing out there. That's
really?
like I remember a cop came in one day and he was like, "Weed has reached epidemic levels," and everyone's like, "No way, man! That's crazy,
Good job,
bro."
everybody. Good job. We've done it.
Epidemic, huh?
Yeah.
What's that mean? But yeah, there's So I was trying to be like friends with everyone, so I didn't really. I guess I kind of just wanted to fit in, but I wasn't like weird about it. I guess, you know what I mean? Like some people are like, "Oh, please, like me," and I was a lot more social. I had a lot more social graces in high school, I think, than I do now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But,
I can see that. That's really funny, and it kind of makes sense because you do have a well-rounded sense of humor. It's not just like oriented towards one specific thing.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. So that's before we get into you going to college. You started doing comedy in Hawaii.
Yeah, I started in high school when I was 17. It was like going into my senior year, the summer before, and it was my friend's birthday actually. And I was like, "Hey, there's an open mic." I like looked it up a week before, and it was on Tuesdays at this place called Stella Blues, which is closed now. It's something else. But Stella Blues, man, that's where that was the zenith of Maui comedy. That place is hollow ground. Even if it doesn't exist anymore. But now it's like some bar restaurant. It's okay. It's probably my dad loves it. My mom
Dog
loves
the
it.
Bounty Hunter's restaurant now.
Yeah, exactly. That asshole dog ran into the ground. But it used to be they converted into two restaurants. So there was a restaurant area, and then there was like a little hallway. There was a back showroom, and it was amazing place for comedy. Like any place they had a bunch of bands would come in, DJs would come in. It was like kind of a club area. But yeah, we do every Tuesday. We'd get like homeless people would come in, drop like liquor bottles and shatter everywhere. We'd like be yelling at people the entire. It was a total shit show. It was so much fun, man. I miss that place a lot. But
and they let you in at 17.
Yeah, I had to get a worker's permit. Like it was a restaurant job, so I had to go to the liquor board and ask for like a license. I wonder if I still have the license. Let me see.
If you still have the license, you need to clean out that wallet, man.
I think I already did. It's somewhere in my room, I know, because I wanted to save it. But yeah, I think it's somewhere in my room. Thank God.
Yeah, that might have been embarrassing.
Hey, look, it's me at 17. Yeah. Who wants to see it? But yeah, it was. I got this entertainer card. And I was like, "Look at me with my entertainer. I fucking made it, dude. I'm a comic."
Look at me, Mom. Now, you said there was only like 7 other comics on the island.
Yeah,
so
it's a tiny scene. So it's everyone's pretty just cool with each other. There's
That's got to be so. That must have been so weird for you when you came to like other cities to do comedy.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't expect it to be so like hostile.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. Because like I'm from Boston. A lot of people hate each other.
Yeah, for real.
Like I wish it was just 7 of us in a room. Like
dude, it was amazing. It was like the 70s or something at the Comedy Store. You know what I mean? It's like there's 7 dudes to do comedy.
Do you still keep in contact with all those people?
Yeah, my buddy Chino LaForge was out here. You might have met him.
Yeah, cool.
He was out here for a couple of years. He's coming back, I think.
Most people do.
This month or something like that. He just moved back to like make some money and shit. Because he's fucking super popular out of Maui. He can like sell out shows and shit. He kills it. My buddy, Sonny Dennis, actually, he was from Boston.
Yeah.
He lives out there. He's one of my homies. And then all the other guys from back there like Vince Fodi, Chuck Thompson, Ted Anderson.
So there is a big draw for comedy in Hawaii, even though there's only 7 comics.
Yeah. There's a surprisingly supportive scene there, like just audience members, where people are like, "Hell yeah, something to do on Tuesday!" Like finally, I don't have to get drunk at Life's a Beach again. It's fucking great. But
they don't. Guys, you don't have to get drunk. Like,
yeah. No, but you do.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a lot of my friends, like pills are easy to get to. You know what I mean? Just providing something, people with something to do, like helps just the drug problem out there. You know.
And so, like, do like a lot of celebrities do shows out there?
Kinda. There's a guy, Brian Evans, who will bring like Tom Arnold sometimes. He'll bring out like William Shatner will come do comedy. So it's like
people on vacation that just want to fill they exactly. Don't want to also get drunk again on a Tuesday night.
Yeah,
so
right. They're like, fine. I'll
feel
do an hour at the Mac.
Tom Arnold is like the funniest. He married into his fame.
Yeah, right.
Like one time my dad told me, you could just Tom Arnold this whole thing, and like it's a really good idea. Was it Rosie O'Donnell? Yeah, right? It was Rosie or Roseanne. It was one of those two.
Word,
I believe.
Some fat white lady who was famous in the 90s.
Someone he knew was famous in that he knew he could also take home.
Yeah, exactly. I spy with my little eye, a girly I could get, because he likes. Dude, that shouts out Kyle. Worked in the 90s,
too. What was I going to say? So, how many people were in your high school?
I graduated the class of about 1,500 or something.
Really?
So there was
Roseanne Barr was who he was married to.
Right.
And then he got married about 15 other times after that. But how many people were in your high school? Sorry.
My class is like 1,500, so I want to say like 4,000, 5,000 or something like that.
That's much more than I expected.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there. It's there's not a lot of roads, but there's a lot of people.
Do a lot of people stay on the island?
Yeah, most people stay.
Really?
Most of my friends have stuck around. Most of my friends have kids now. You know what I mean? Like it's
like
very
most
small
of
town.
Your friends? Like
30% of my friends.
Wow.
Like
that's a big number, man.
Yeah, and I'd say probably like maybe only 15-20% of my friends left the island at all. You know what I mean? Most of them just stay on island. They got you get a good hotel gig. You know what I mean? You start making $2,000 a fucking week for like serving and bartending at some places. You know what I mean? You're like, why would I go
to Tom Arnold? Like,
yeah,
why wouldn't you?
Well, I worked at a place like the King of Nigeria came in.
What?
And fucking spent like $40,000.
Did you ask him why he keeps sending all those emails? Like,
hey, you gotta control your son, dog. He's fucking really asking.
Man, I had to put you in spam. If you need to contact me, here's my real number. That's.
But yeah, like the owner of the Pistons came in one time and like spent like $50,000 on just drinks and shit. Like, crazy shit, dude. So like you can people make great money out there. You know what I mean? And then they spend it all on Vicodin
and watching kids do comedy on Tuesdays.
Yeah, exactly. Well, those people who watch comedy are cool.
Yeah. True. Hey, I mean, some people that do perks are cool, I guess.
Yeah, no, a lot of my friends are great people. You know what I mean? Also, Percocets are a good time. Yeah. Can't blame them.
So why did you leave to go to Seattle for college?
It was I got a scholarship for that, and I also wanted to do comedy. Was the main reason I left. It was
like a scholarship for sports or a scholarship for
school,
for your brain.
Yeah, for
cool.
my brain. I was playing football. I played football for 3 years, and then I was a fullback and got fucking big ass concussion one practice, and I was like, I can't keep doing this myself, so I quit. And
I wish somebody told me to stop after one.
Yeah, right. Well, this was like after like 5. I'm like, all right, dude, I can't keep getting these concussions.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, and so ended up getting something for school, which was shocking. I don't know how I did that. But yeah, I was there for about 3 years.
What was the school?
Seattle University.
How big is that? Like the school in Seattle?
UW is the school in Seattle. So I should have fucking tried to get into UW. Seattle University. It was cool. It was really tiny school. So
smaller than your high school.
Yeah, and so my graduating class was probably like I don't know, like 500, 600, something like that.
So what was it like living in Hawaii almost your whole entire life to going to Seattle where it rains every day? How did that?
I liked the first year. I really liked it, and then as time went on, I started drinking and doing more drugs. I started doing fucking like blow and all this shit, dude. And it was just, it got really bad. It was, I was in a bad place. I wasn't working hard at school. I was trying to get back my ex-girlfriend desperately. It was all just a bunch of fucking bullshit, you know what I mean?
Just a word of advice. If you're trying to get back with your girlfriend, don't start doing blow.
Yeah. Or more importantly, don't get back with your girlfriend. It's a bad idea.
Yeah. No matter what the circumstances were, if you broke up once, never get back together.
Yeah,
Is Willie's
it was the
advice.
right call, breaking up. Leave her alone.
That's super funny.
But yeah.
Was that tough time you were going through? Was that at the end of your career in Seattle, or was?
Yeah. Well, it was.
Well, before we get into the end of your career, let's start at the good times. You know,
the good times were good.
So
the good times were definitely.
So
good.
what were your good times? Like, how'd you get involved? Well, what were you studying?
Journalism. So at first it was going great. Also, my favorite teacher retired before my senior year, and he was also my advisor. And so I had to get a new advisor with this teacher I didn't like. And so all signs were just pointing for me to leave.
Yeah.
but yeah, first I loved it, man. It was kind of, I liked the rain, you know what I mean? Because it was a change of pace. You know, I went from LA to Maui, and it doesn't exactly rain a lot in either place, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
Out there, it was like something different, you know what I mean? I had never really lived in a city either, and I remember on Mondays was the Comedy Underground mic, and so I'd walk down this giant hill, and then it was like a mile-long hill or something like that. You'd walk in, go to the club, and I'd bomb it up, and then I'd walk back up this fucking mile-long hill with like a backpack. I don't know why I brought a backpack every time. But,
everybody wears a backpack in college. No
Yeah,
matter where you could be going to
go.
a funeral, and people are like, "Hold on, I need my Nike bag."
Yeah, I got my textbooks in here and shit.
Yeah.
But
you never know when you got to study on the go.
yeah, exactly.
But okay, so let me ask you. So like, you started doing stand-up. When did you know you wanted to try stand-up? And B, how did you know it was something you want to continue?
I'd always kind of wanted to do it. I remember watching. My dad had my dad's friend Kevin would bring over like stand-up DVDs, and so we'd watch like the old Louis specials, like Live at the Beacon Theater and Shameless and all that shit, and it was fucking blew my mind, you know. And then my dad. That was around like Chappelle's show. I was like 10 or something like that when that started coming out.
Primetime Chappelle
and so,
show.
Yeah, exactly. So my dad really loved that show, and he wouldn't let me watch it, so I'd have to like sneak up and like hide and like watch it. And then he bought For What It's Worth, the Chappelle special.
Yeah.
And I watched that like fucking 40 times probably. Like I love that thing. And so yeah, it always kind of in the back of my head. I was always funny in school and stuff, and it always kind of attracted me. I was like 16, I think. I finally started looking into like how to start. I found out open mics were a thing, and it wasn't until at the end of junior year where I finally looked up to see if there was open mics in Maui. Because I was like, open mics. There's no open mics here. And then she just looked it up, and I could have started. But
if only there was a way I could find out this information
now. Well, there's an encyclopedia of some kind. Maybe a database.
So, like, when you started doing stand-up with only 7 people, did you know that you loved it, or was it something that you're like, I want to keep working on this?
I remember the first time I did it, there was this guy. I told this story about losing my virginity, and
classic.
Wasn't a great story. Yeah, classic fucking
classic first
I'm
time.
17 and this is all I think about.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
So yeah, I did this story, and I remember there was this guy. This old dude with these 2, like they had to be prostitutes or something like that. These 2 just young, gorgeous women, or maybe he just had game. I don't give this guy any credit. He had to have bought them.
Okay.
So, and I'm telling this story, and it's all a bunch of horrible lines. You know what I mean? Like, what was one? There was like. It was like, at this point, I've jerked off so many times, I probably come retarded, kid. That was one line. It was just terrible. Like, not funny, not fucking any good. But this guy loved it, dude, and he was dying. And by the end of it, I said, I was like, this is fucking awesome. I want to do this. And so for like a month, I thought I was doing well. And then I kind of realized I was bombing. And then for almost the rest of my time in Maui, I kind of was just eating shit.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out how to capture that earlier magic, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when I was leaving Maui, I'd kind of got out of that funk, and I got to Seattle, and it turns out all those jokes were terrible. And none of it fucking worked, so I had to write basically all new material for Seattle and all that shit.
And what was the difference between the two scenes? Like,
I think they had seen, like in Maui, they were like, wow, look at this kid fucking doing comedy. It's crazy. Way to go, him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then in Seattle, they're like, yeah, we've seen 1 million 18-year-olds do comedy, and they all suck. So, what do you have to offer? And so I had to get good up there, and I'd like to think I did. You know, I got to be, I was helping out the underground. I was kind of regular there.
Nice.
There's not really regulars there. But
Yeah.
as close as you could be.
Yeah. You were there consistently.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was doing like guest spots and getting to host and stuff, and so it was cool just getting to be in a comedy club before I was even 21. You know, like helping out there. It was awesome. Really formative experience for me as a comic in general. Just the underground, man. That's you ever been up there at all?
I haven't
Seattle?
been.
So the underground is like this low ceiling, like New York style club. There's like bricks all in the back. It was what I imagined a comedy club to be.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it blew my mind, I guess, you know, because forever
definitely.
I'd always I'd put it up on this pedestal, like comedy is this impossible dream. You're fucking... And I was like, no, it's really easy. Just walk into a club and be like, let me get on. At least in like Seattle and shit.
That's fair. Yeah, you can't really do that here. Yeah. So like you go through 3 years in Seattle playing rugby, broke up with your girlfriend, or she broke up with you. I don't know how that really went.
Yeah, me neither. Just kind of stopped.
Yeah. And then you have this period where you decide that you need to leave school. So like what was your what was the, straw that broke the camel's back? What made you decide that you needed to leave in your third year of college?
Yeah, right.
Not to put you on blast like that, but
oh, dude, I agree. It's stupid.
Well, no, it's not stupid. I didn't finish college either for probably a much stupider reason than you.
Yeah.
But so like, was it your grades? Was it the way you felt? Was it how you were like taking care of yourself?
It was kind of just a combination of the three. You know what I mean? It was my grades they'd slipped to the point where I'd have to spend another year in school.
Oh wow!
If I were to finish, when I decided I was at this concert, I was on like a 3-day fucking coke bender. It was terrible. And I'm at this show, and I just really I don't feel good. You know what I mean? This whole fucking thing is stupid. Why am I doing this to myself? You know what I mean? I'm not enjoying it.
You had that thought at a concert?
Yeah. I was high as shit, and I don't know. It was just everything just seemed so desperate all of a sudden. You know what I mean? I was just this pathetic, fucking drug addicted, desperate piece of shit, and I hate myself right now.
Yeah.
I hate this way I feel. I hate the way I'm seen by my friends. You know what I mean? I'm done with this. And so I decided then I was going back to Maui to visit in about a week, and I was like, I'm just not gonna fucking come back. and I didn't. I just packed up all my shit and I went back home. I stayed there for about 6 months and then moved to LA.
That's whoa.
Yeah.
What a
culture shock.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a lot happier now, man. That definitely worked out for the best.
Yeah, I mean, you're here. You're not.
Yeah,
you're
look
not.
at these lights.
Yeah. You're not coked out, as far as I know. But
I'd be really cool if I was coked out. Right
if this was you coked out, you'd be the coolest person I ever met. You would have to immediately own a jazz club.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how
like,
cool.
Why'd you drop out of college? Though? You clearly can handle this. I can write Caddyshack like that.
So what was it like? When you went home and like you had all your stuff with you, and you were like, "Hey ma, I'm back." Like drop mic, or like
I had kind of decided I wasn't gonna say anything. I was gonna be like, I'm just gonna stay here all summer, and then when the time came, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm not buying a ticket back.
And how'd that work out?
It came out. I told my sister about it, and she told my mom, and my mom was like, "You're a fucking idiot," but whatever. I figured my dad was gonna be really mad, and he's like, "Hey, as long as you're happy to," and that was shocking.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he was really cool about it. He was he's like, "I know you. I can tell you weren't happy, just by." Every time I'd come home or when he'd come visit, I was like fucking eyes sunken into my head more than they already fucking are.
Yeah.
And like, just I don't know. My hair's all greasy, sweating, and for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was just,
right.
I was I was kind of I got defeated by myself, up there, and so I came down here with the idea of not letting myself get to that point again. And
how
so
long?
far so good.
How long ago did you get back to LA?
I came here in October.
Okay, so it's been like 6 months then.
Yeah, about 6 months now.
You've been crushing for 6 months.
Thanks, man.
What was that I saw online? You were in that contest in Vegas. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so I had that. It was like the legendary comedy tournament or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Savalas, great guy. He ran it out of Jackpot Bar and Grill. He does a show there. It's Jackpot Comedy Shows. Amazing room. I'll get you in contact with him if you ever want to go to Vegas.
Nice,
Dude. It's
I
really fun room.
I'll never ever say no to Vegas.
Yeah, right. You'd be an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, comedy shows in Vegas. I can go to Vegas for a reason.
Yeah.
Hold up.
You mean I don't have to explain to my parents that I'm a degenerate and can really play this off as I'm doing something beneficial to my life?
Yeah, why are you going to Vegas in May? Like, I'm working.
Yeah. So okay, so let's.
So I was in the finals of that thing. I made it to the finals. Didn't win. A guy named Donnie Johnson. Donnie Johnson did. Good for him.
Yeah.
He's really funny. He did a great job. But I just making it that far was cool.
So
how would have liked to win, but
yeah. And how old are you now?
22.
You're 22, so you've been doing comedy for 6 years.
Coming on 5.
5, yeah, my math's terrible.
You got 2 Boston shirts on, I figured.
I'm really Boston
Dude,
today.
you're decked out.
I don't know why.
You look like the Green Monster.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It is.
But so coming up on 5 years and starting in Maui and doing, not that I'm putting this contest down, but like doing contests in Vegas, like it's not, you're not at that festival in Canada, whatever it's called.
Just for laughs.
Yeah, you're not at Just for Laughs, but like you're still, clearly, beating other people at comedy, which is a funny thing to think about.
Yeah, right.
Not use. Okay.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, okay, cool. What do you think where did you meet that transition? Like, you obviously got better in Seattle. Did you think you got, this good in Seattle, or is this things you've been working on in the last 6 months?
I think in the last 6 months, even just moving, when I moved to LA, I made a pact to myself, just write every day. Make sure you're just be thinking about comedy. That's why you're here. You could have fucked off in Maui. You could have stayed out there. You know what I mean? So if you're here,
sure.
Do it. You know what I mean? Don't or give yourself a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give yourself a fucking chance, because if you're not, then you're not going to really go anywhere in this. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people work really hard, and a lot of people who work really hard are also not funny.
Yeah.
So if you're funny and you work really hard, it's easy to move up. And so there's I need to be working harder. That's the only reason I'm not at a higher level yet. And so I definitely out here, the work ethic came very recently. I was always kind of like, I'll think of something funny later, whatever.
Yeah, right.
When I sit down and try and write, that's where I get a lot of my good material is from just.
So you kind of created a process for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when did you come up with your favorite podcast?
It was me and Alex were hanging at the Improv one night, and we were talking about podcast ideas. And that came up.
This seems like a cocaine conversation.
It wasn't. It was a PBR conversation.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, not what you'd expect. Intelligent idea. Fucking drinking Paps.
Yeah, it's a great podcast. Why don't you explain?
Thanks,
why don't you explain what the premise is? Anyways.
So it's the premise is we get guests on and they talk about their favorite thing, whatever they're an expert in. We talked about Goodfellas.
Yeah,
which
we
was
did.
Fucking gave me an excuse to watch Goodfellas again too. And that's not a cool thing. I'm getting a lot more references I can use in comedy and stuff because I never watched The Wire before the podcast.
Yeah,
I never watched RuPaul's Drag Race before the podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And it's stuff people like. It's stuff to draw from in comedy because a lot of comedy is just referencing shit.
You've been a people pleaser since high school. You know that?
Yeah,
like you want to be friends with everyone in high school. Now you just want to learn about everybody's favorite thing.
Yeah.
You're like Facebook and data mining. Which is weird though, because like after we did that podcast, I went home and I turned on Hulu, and it was the first thing that came up was Goodfellas.
Yeah,
and
they're listening.
And I was like, son of a bitch. But no, it's a really good podcast. You guys should check it out after you listen to this episode. That is.
Yeah, exactly.
So
before.
Turn this off right now.
Yeah.
So what do you have planned kind of going forward? You know, like what are some of your goals going forward? Like now you're in LA, you kind of have your feet under you. What's your plan of attack without letting all of your secrets out of your hat?
Yeah, I want to be like a regular at some club. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter which one. I just like to start getting work out here, like I was in other places, or even getting work in clubs outside of the city. Just it's baby steps, man. You know what I mean? Like that's really what I'm focusing on. Is just whatever's in front of me right now. Mm-hmm. I'd like to be a screenwriter one day. You know what I mean? I'd like to write for TV. I'm working on some pilots and stuff and some short films and all that. But in terms of stand-up, I just want to be fucking good.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. And so if I can get to that level, I mean, even just working clubs where I get paid not a lot, you know what I mean? I can support myself fine. Just I want to be a comic. You know what I mean? That's kind of just whatever that fucking means.
Yeah. Which there is no real definition of what, like, there's no one definition of what a comic means.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, there are comics, like, you want to, like, your goal right now is to be, like, a resident comic somewhere. Mm. There are comics that just do roads. There's comics that just do, you know, like, foundation works for companies, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you get corporate gigs. Those guys make real money, man.
Yeah, man.
Jose Barriento, I want to say his name is. That guy is fucking really good. He has, like, an incredible clean hour. He makes, like, fucking 30 grand of fucking
That's not the guy with the violin, right?
No. He's like this short Mexican dude. He's from Seattle also, actually. A lot of really talented guys from Seattle. Fahim Anwar.
I feel like
Andy Haynes.
Monsters,
really? Dude. Yeah.
I didn't know they were from there.
Yeah.
I feel like when it rains, like it rains so much in Seattle, like you have to be funny or you'll kill yourself.
Yeah, right. That's why there's so much art that comes from that. You know, like, gotta fucking express some feeling to this. Can't do it outside.
Fuck, what? I was just gonna say something. Oh, I remember like those corporate gigs though aren't all they're cracked up to be.
Oh, I'm sure they're terrible.
Like I remember I used to do some back in New England, and like sometimes you just get a crowd that is not into you, and then you're like I did it for like an energy company, and they're all about like saving the planet. And then I talked about paving roads and asphalt and putting smog into the air for an hour, and they were like, "Okay, like here's your money, get off stage." I was
you're like, at least I got the money.
Well, that's cool, man. So if you had any advice to give to people in Hawaii or people that want to get into stand-up or people that are, you know, just trying to find their way in whatever they're trying to do, what would your advice be to them, knowing what you know at this exact moment?
Whatever you want to do is probably the right move, I guess. You know what I mean? Like that's if you're questioning it, like, oh, I should finish college or I should play it safe. Fuck that, man. It's a lot more fun to just go for it. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have been this far in anything in my life without me leaving school and moving out here just to pursue. I played basketball with Ron Artest yesterday, fucking for a sketch. Yeah, it was crazy. Like,
wait, what?
Yeah, I was out in those guys that, ooh, baby, what is you doing?
Yeah,
you know those guys?
yeah.
I did a sketch with them. I was like in the background, I wouldn't do much, but got to play basketball with fucking Ron Artest, hang out with him. I would have never done anything like that if not for moving down here and doing comedy. Like it's crazy, man. Like
that is cool.
Life works out if you go for it. So I guess that's my advice. And if you're looking for comedy advice, just quit, man.
Yeah, Alex said the same thing, man. He was like, we don't need more people in comedy.
Exactly, yeah. If you like other art, go for it. If you're doing comedy, fucking don't come to LA. Get out of my face.
Do you have any shows coming up?
Yeah. When's this gonna be out?
Tuesday.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna be. What day is that? Tuesday. On Tuesday, actually, I'm on the West Side Comedy Theater.
Sweet.
Doing the showdown.
Nice.
Doing the West Side Showdown. So come check me out. Come vote for me. It's audience. I think it's like audience reaction is part of it. So come hang out. Hopefully you like it.
Sick theater too.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's the first place I ever did an open mic in LA.
Really?
Yeah,
it's gorgeous, man.
Because like you get to LA and it's like the beach, and then like the West Side Theater's right on the beach. And it's
seriously.
super nice theater.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. Do you have your social media?
Yeah, it's at Trilly Flyman, Willie Simon, Trilly Flyman. You get it. So it's TRILLIEFLYMON. And I'm going to be in Seattle also April 12th to 14th for the Hilarious Comedy Festival. And then April 15th, I'm in Ventura also. So big week of shows. Come check it out.
Nice, dude.
It'll be fun.
You're crushing.
Yeah.
Definitely check out those shows.
This is my 1 week of shows.
And then you're open for the next 6 weeks.
Like May. It's bad.
Well, I'll definitely put those show dates, places, times, and his crazy Instagram name or social media name. I'll put that all in the bio so you guys can definitely check them out. Thanks again for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me, dude. This has been a blast.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
I got water and shit in here.
Damn. This week's musical guest is Samantha Leah with her song Paper. She's a R&B rap artist and pop singer out of New Jersey. Give her a listen and follow her at I am Samantha Leah on Instagram. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much.
Tryna get that, yeah. I could tell that you've been trying with me. Can't you see that I'm just too damn busy? And it ain't like I don't got love for ya, but a girl like me just isn't healthy for ya. Tryna get that paper, ooh-oh. Tryna get that paper, ooh-oh. Tryna get that paper, ooh-oh. Tryna get that, and I've been trying to hide from the truth, and the truth is I'm feeling you, and I've been wrapped up in you, and that's cool, yeah, that's cool, oh no, but I'm tryna get that paper, and I'm talking now, not later. So you gotta understand that you are the perfect man, but I'm not tryna date ya. True story, it's me, myself, and all my glory, and I keep it that way. I'm a hustler, babe, but then you come at me looking real rude, and you know what I like you to do. I'm a freak and shit, you're a freak too, and it's cool, oh no, but I'm tryna get that paper, ooh-oh. Tryna get that paper, ooh-oh. Tryna get that paper, ooh-oh. Tryna get that,
Don't know that. Ay, she want a nigga with the sauce. Ay, I'm a nigga that'll floss. Ay, and we never take a loss. Ay, leave her running in the car. Ay, I'ma keep it light, no say. I be in the building, everybody know me. I'm a nigga, yeah, always got a little weed, but I be really trying to stay low key. Ay, build on my own shit, but I can still fuck you for sure though. Ay, them boys just do it for sure though. Ay, I don't want no one to know though. Ay, and I love driving you loco. Ay, I'm in Chanel, that's a Coco. Ay, I make you dance like a go-go. Put my stamp on you, my logo.
Tryna get that paper, ooh-oh. 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 Tryna get that paper.